Greetings, adult collectors. I am Crash the Customizer, and welcome to another Transformers Custom Showcase. This is my custom Transformers animated Elita 1. This figure is made from the Transformers Legacy Strongarm. And I actually did quite a bit with this figure, because originally I had this in the standard Elita 1 colors of the pink for like the G1. I thought it looked cool, but then since I was doing animated stuff, I thought that would be a little cooler since I already have like Optimus, Sentinel Prime. It would just kind of fit in. And also, I haven't actually at this time watched G1. I just kind of like wanted to try to make it, because I hadn't thought of the idea to make animated customs until later. So I thought, I ought to make this into this. So this is what I come up with. This is my version of a Legacy Elita 1 from animated. And it wasn't really hard to figure out how to come up with the vehicle mode, because we never actually saw it transform, and I think there was an Elita 1 figure that was supposed to come out. I've seen like pictures of it, but I can't find any way you can buy it. So we don't really know what her vehicle mode technically would have looked like. So that gave me a pretty easy thing to figure out. So I did, of course, cut off the like sides of the head here, and then like the little head crest thing, and then I glued on one of these Lego pieces here. I just used this piece right here. I don't know what this piece is called, but it came in the Ninjago Sensei Wu's Dragon set to create kind of this beard effect on the set. And I looked at that, I'm like, that would actually be perfect to kind of create Elita's little like ponytail. I just cut some of it off, glued it onto the head, and there we go. And of course I actually have two of these blasters, because I've actually bought like 3 of this figure. I did one to do a kind of modify my original Robots in the Sky Strongarm. I used, of course, this figure here, and then I also bought a second one for like spare parts to like, because I used these hands for another custom that I'll be showing later. So I needed to replace the arms. So yeah, I've got this figure quite a bit, but it is a really good mold though. So I really do like this mold, and I think, of course, having 2 of these blasters does really help, because it does actually kind of create the little shoulder thing she kind of had, kind of replicate some of the look for the character. So another thing I also did to make this figure a little more accurate is I took these pieces here that used to be pegged in here, and I made them peg into here with this little Lego piece right here, those little Lego blue pegs, so that you can peg it into the side of the leg here. So it does create a little bit of parts forming, but parts forming doesn't really bother me. And also the fact that to get this to work, it kind of need to be done to pull off the actual look for Elita, because if you had her facing this way, you wouldn't be able to see her head. I didn't really like that. I like to be able to see how it's supposed to look and get it accurate. So yeah, I think this figure turned out pretty good, actually. It does really look like Elita. So bring a little comparison. Here she is with Optimus Prime, and here she is with Sentinel Prime. That's a pretty good scale, I would say. That probably would be about right for the scale. And that's really about the only comparisons I really need to do with this figure, because we didn't really see her with any other characters. So that alone is just a perfect picture. It looks like really, really good. So now we're getting into her vehicle mode. So first thing we need to do is we need to unpeg these little blaster pieces here. You know, of course, you could also do this if you wanted to, and you can have them actually as a standard blaster, so that you can have her ready to battle. Of course, I have your standard posable fingers that I like to put on all my figures. And I only use 3 fingers. I found that 3 fingers work best for deluxes, so it's kind of the way I found that works the best. So getting into vehicle mode, we need to remove the weapons, and then we need to remove these pieces right here off the side of her legs here. because they just peg right in here, but they have to go back to the original place. But it really, I think, also looks good having the legs kind of like this. I mean, I know it makes their legs a little thicker than they actually were in the show, but it does look kind of cool. So first thing we need to do is we need to bring these doors down so we can kind of lift this section here of the front of the car here, or front of the I guess it's a car, or like a truck or something. I'm not sure what you call this vehicle. Anyway, so we take the front of the vehicle right here, fold over his head, then we take the doors, straighten them out, and we need to try to pull out this little section here. It's kind of hard to do. Here we go. Pull out this little back section here, rotate her waist, straighten the doors out, then we need to hook the two legs together because they have a little hook tab. First we need to flip these out. This little sections will attach here in a sec, so we just clip the legs together, and then we're going to extend the leg on this little hinge right here. It's just gonna fold up just like this up against here. We need to tab her arms in here, just tab right in here. There's little tabs on the door. Close this over this, then we flip her toes in so to go just like that. Then to finish the look, we take these two sections here and just tab them on where they originally were in the original figure. And then I like to take these and just kind of put them like this. Actually, it's kind of because this way, even in vehicle mode, you're gonna kind of fire at any Decepticons. Not that she ever did that in the show, except for like the brief flashback in like one episode, but still. Uh-oh, lost a finger. Ah, it's that one there, it's a thumb. Okay, there we go. And what I did, this doesn't actually tab together because I actually already have one of the pieces in there. To kind of make it work a little better because of having this hand here, I took off that piece from one of the other versions of this figure. Just put it there so it kind of brings that out more so it can fit in there. But there we go. There we have Elita in her vehicle mode. Honestly, it's a pretty cool vehicle mode. I mean, like I said, we never really saw her transform, so we don't really have like a standard to really hold it against. And I mean, honestly, this I feel like would actually be something that Elita would transform into. I was thinking either something like this or maybe like a bike, but honestly, this kind of works. I kind of like this for Elita. Now I'll bring in the comparisons. So here she is with Optimus and Sentinel. I think that scale looks pretty good, actually. I mean, this is kind of about what you think this would be. Maybe kind of flip this around here. Honestly, that works. One thing I will say, though, in vehicle mode, everything is just right here. Visible head syndrome, visible everything, pretty much. But, I mean, it's not a bad figure. It's just I just find it a little odd that they did this with this particular mold, where, like, literally everything is just under here. It's basically just what they call a shell former. But honestly, though, you're not going to have it where you're going to see that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I just find it very funny that like, everything is just like right there. But, you know, let's get her back into a robot mode. So to do that, so when you start off by removing the weapons here, you need to remove these front sections of the vehicle. Basically left with this. Then we need to open up the legs so we can untab the arms and put it into this weird looking mode. Not sure what you call that, but yeah. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to unattach this section here. Going to open up the doors. That will allow us to be able to fold this section here in we're going to rotate the waist, and then take this section here, and just kind of fold it down, fold the doors up kind of like this. Get this little backpack section here. We're going to split our legs, and this foot always likes to fall off. It's just this one. I don't know why just this foot likes to come off. Drives me insane. Probably one thing it might be because I put so much paint on this thing, given that it was originally pink, then I made it this color. That's probably part of it. Come on, get back on there. Come on. There we go. So if it doesn't do it already, flip the foot. Do this. Basically going to flip the foot back in its right position here. Going to collapse up the legs. And then to fill in the gap, this little side section here. Now what we need to do then is bring down our arms. Then we need to bring in these sections here, and then just peg in right here. Then to finish the look, we take our blasters and just attach them right like this. So they stick up and create our little shoulder spikes, I guess you call them. And now we have Elita 1 back into her robot mode. Honestly, I think this figure turned out pretty well. It actually really does look like the character from Animated, and it actually is a pretty good update on the figure, honestly. I mean, because like I said, we never really got an actual figure, and if we did, I think it was supposed to be like a BotCon exclusive or something, I think. I'm not for certain on that. I've just seen pictures. I think they're real. They may not be. I don't really know. I just know that like trying to find one is like impossible. So I'm thinking we're gonna get one, or I don't know. I really don't know anything about that. But, yeah, I mean, this honestly looks like the character. I mean, I think it turned out pretty good. So, yeah. That's pretty much it for my custom Transformers Animated Elita 1. So, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, because I have a lot more customs I plan on doing. I have a few more animated customs I want to do. I have, like, basically customs from almost every Transformers series at some point I will be doing. So if you don't want to miss any of those customs, be sure to like and subscribe. And check out my playlist where I have all of my other animated customs, which will be linked in the description below. And that's pretty much it for this video. So until next time, this is Crash the Customizer, out.
What are you waiting for? Let's go. I'm not so sure about this, Sentinel. What's the matter, Optimus? Afraid of a little adventure? Of course not. I just like following the rules. And going to planets with organics is against the rules. Oh, come on. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, I don't know. Organic turns one of us into them? There's a reason such rules exist, Sentinel. Don't be silly, Optimus. That would never happen. What do you think, Elita?
I have always wanted to see what an organic planet looks like. I think it would be fun.
So what do you say, Optimus? Alright, fine. I'll go. But just to be clear, I'm only going to make sure you don't get into any trouble. When have I ever gotten into trouble? Wait, don't answer that. Let's just go.